then withhold the next thing that God's giving to you. Withhold whatever it may be. Like, okay, I keep wanting to bring this up, but I don't know to bring it up. Anyways, so after my ex and I broke up, I met this guy, and it was like there was a vibe. Okay, there was a vibe. We didn't know what it was, so we were just friends. And then that vibe didn't really go away, and we just continued to explore this friendship. We were going to church together. We would do Bible studies together. We started a book club together. Like, we were doing these things and really building a solid foundation of friendship. And mind you, like, in the past, I've never really, like, I've said that, oh yeah, I want to build a friendship with my partner, like, before I step into a relationship. But never really have I ever really built that solid foundation of friendship and built that firm foundation on God and really just, like, searched God together. And so, like, this guy came into my life, and he just kind of, I've written about the man that I want. I've journaled about it. I wrote down the characteristics of the type of man that I would want to marry in my life. And granted, like, I didn't think that this person was going to come along after I got out of a relationship, but thinking back on it, this person is now my boyfriend, but just recently. And I think back on it, and him and I had so many opportunities to meet in the past. We've had so many opportunities to cross paths. We have mutual friends, and therefore we could have met at any given moment. But it wasn't until I was out of my relationship that we met and we became friends. And we talk about this, like, if we would have met any sooner, we most likely would not have been friends. Therefore, we're able to trust in God's timing, that God brought us into each other's lives at the exact moment that we were supposed to be brought into each other's lives. And throughout, like, our whole friendship, we always prayed, God, like, if this is in alignment with your will, like, make it happen. We always pray, like, we want to follow God's will. This all has to do with God's timing. And it's just crazy because we wanted to get in a relationship sooner than we did, but we also wanted to be patient and follow God's will and God's timing for when we were meant to get into a relationship. So therefore, we didn't get in a relationship until recently. And we just really, again, like, based it all on God's timing. We want to follow God's timing. We want to follow His will for our lives. And that may mean waiting. That may mean waiting for the right time to get into a relationship with that person. There were things that I myself and him had to heal from in order to be the people that we wanted to be for each other. And we talked about that. We talked about that before even getting into a relationship. And these are the types of conversations that you should be having with someone before you get into a relationship with that person, because you need to know the type of person that you're getting into a relationship with. This is something that I've learned. Please listen to me when I'm telling you this, that you need to know the person that you're getting into a relationship with. And honestly, this whole, like, 90-day, 3-month rule is a real thing. Because, like, you shouldn't get in a relationship with someone until you know them for, like, 90 days, 3 months, 90 days. Because you really get to see someone and who they are within 90 days. Like, somebody can't wear a mask every single day for 90 days if you're exploring a relationship with this person, and if you're hanging out with them and you're going on dates with them, like, and you're building a friendship with them. So, and I saw this video on Instagram, and it was about, like, the way society and, like, 2024 makes dating look. It looks like it's all, like, fun and butterflies, and then you hear people talk about, like, 5 years later how, oh, I loved when we first got together. I love when we first started dating. Like, we used to be so much more fun. We used to do this. We used to do that. Because they stop. Because the person that they were dating is not the person that they're in love with now. Is not the same person. Because that person was wearing a mask. And therefore, the two people are not actually compatible. But when you build a solid foundation in that friendship phase, in that like dating phase, before you're actually in a relationship with that person. You should be learning about them. Is this someone? Because dating isn't for dating. Like, dating isn't for fun. You should be dating someone with the mindset of marriage in mind, because God created men and women to come together to become one and in the covenant of God. And therefore, when you're dating someone, you shouldn't just be dating them for like, oh, I want to date this person because it looks fun, and like I want to have a, what do they call it in like the fall months, like what do they call it, like a snuggle? No, I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. Cuffing season. That's what I was thinking about, because everybody wants it to be cuffing season around the winter time, because everybody wants a little couple to do all the couple things together in the fall and like go to apple orchards and like Christmas and like all this stuff. It isn't about that. Dating someone is about exploring them and who they are and the type of person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. And when you're having those hard conversations, like have those hard conversations now, so that when you marry this person, you don't realize all of these things that you actually don't like about this person. But that all has to do with God's timing. God brings certain people into your life for a reason. Like Justin Bieber says, sometimes God brings people into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And it's really about, if you pray and ask God to show you, God will show you why he brings certain people into your life. And you can trust in that. You can trust in God's timing. You can trust and know that he's going to bring certain people into your life when you need them most, when people who are supposed to be there for a lifetime, people who are supposed to be there for a season, people who are supposed to be there for a reason, to help you grow through something, to help you develop character development, whatever it may be. God brings certain people into your life for a reason. So just trust and know that. Sorry I went off on that tangent, but I feel like it really had to do with an alignment within like God's timing, because we wouldn't be together if God's timing did not align within that whole situation. If we would have gotten into a relationship when we wanted to get into a relationship versus when we knew that we were ready to get into a relationship, we probably wouldn't have as great of a relationship as we will now, because we waited on God's timing and we trusted in God's timing and we knew that that is what God was calling us to do. So with that being said, we're going to go back. Just realize that when God has you waiting, like God has me waiting, because we've grown Garden City Nutrition, but we haven't grown it to exactly where like I want it to be. And this is a waiting season. And I've grown into the person that I've become to withhold what I have already. But I know, with that being said, like I have so much more growing to do, because I want to do it right, and I want to do it by God. And I know that that means that I have to go through things and I have to grow through things and become the person that God wants me to be, so that I can trust him wholeheartedly and I can strengthen that faith and trust in him for even bigger things that he's going to call me to do in the future. Like, I had this conversation today. Like, I don't want to, like, yeah, we can have a plan and we should have a plan and we should have goals, but my life has changed so much within the past 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. My life has changed so much, and I've had this idea of what I've wanted to do, but it's changed because I surrender what I want. I surrender my will, and I say, God, I want to follow your will. What do you have for me? What do you want me to do? Use me. Allow me to serve you. Like Jesus said, I came here to serve, not to be served. I want to serve God. I want to do what he's calling me to do, so that I can make the biggest impact that I can make and live out the purpose that he's called me to live. Each and every one of us have a calling on our lives. Are you following that calling, or are you not submitting your own will to God and saying, God, use me how you want to use me? Are you not submitting your timing to God's timing? God, is this right for me? What next steps do I need to take? God will show you, but you have to seek him wholeheartedly. Ask and it will be given to you. Knock and the door will be open to you. Like, God will keep these promises. And focus on being grateful in the moment. I can't, like, if I'm not grateful for what I have right now, and that is the season that I'm in, is like extreme gratitude for where my business is at, extreme gratitude for the person that I've become and the person that I'm growing into, extreme gratitude for my team and my girls, extreme gratitude for everything in my life. Because if it weren't for what I have right now, I won't be grateful for what I have later on. And God tests you in that. Like, are you grateful for what I've given you already? Or are you being greedy and you just want more? Recognize these things. Become the person embody the person that you want to be now, because that's the only way that you're going to get there. Embody the team that you want to have now, so that that team will be attracted to you. Like I said, I started this business with 2 employees and I'm up to 7. I'm a small business. Started my business 2 years ago. Majority of businesses don't make it past 1 year, let alone 2, let alone 5. So it's all about cultivating patience and trust and knowing that God is working exactly the way that it's meant to work out. And we can trust in that. So the Bible verse that I wanted to hit on today is Isaiah 40:31. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. We have to put our trust in God. That gives us the strength to withhold everything else. That gives us the strength to move forward in the path and the purpose that He has for our life. That gives us the strength to, like it says, soar our wings like angels, to fly, to be free, to do everything that God is calling us to do, so that we don't grow weary, so that we don't have doubts, so that we don't fear, but that we walk in the path that God has for us, because we can know and trust in His timing, His perfect plan and will for our lives. I thank you guys. I hope you guys love this episode. I hope that, as you're walking this week, just pray and ask God to show you the plan that He has for your life. Show you what things that you need to work through. Show you where you need to have patience. Show you where His timing is perfect and where you may need to surrender your time. Surrender having control over your own time. Surrender that control and allow God to move in your life so that you can truly live out the calling and purpose that He has for you. So I thank you guys. You guys always know where to find me, Steph_Deal. Don't forget to send me that GIF if you haven't already. GIF. And leave a rating and review so that other people can hear about God's timing and live out the calling that God has for them as well. Don't forget, take care of yourself, because when you're not your best self, you can't help others become their best selves as well. I love you guys. Bye.